So you join me into the second video where we explain how you can make this racetrack inside your Unity video game. And in this video, we're going to take a look at how you can texture this road using these materials. Now, don't worry, you can find all of these down in the video description, all the textures. And before we get into the texturing, we're going to take a look at what I have as materials. So what I have in here is a simple Unity render pipeline materials. And inside the materials, what we have is a base map, a metallic texture, a normal map, and a occlusion map. So changing this occlusion map will give you different results depending on your preferences. So if we play the game for a little bit, we're gonna see how realistic it looks. I added a AI, by the way. Okay, you get the point. This is how it looks like. Okay, now let's take a look at how you can actually build this. To get these textures to stretch like this, and now to create like patterns in here, first you're gonna have to map the textures. Now since I've used a sweep, this is already mapped. What we can do to prove that is to drop a simple material, and inside the material I'm gonna load a image. What we can see is the way it stretches. Now what we want from here is this middle section to have a different texture and then the sides to have a different texture. Now what you might have noticed is that the textures are in here are mapped into a different direction than the textures that are in the middle. Now let's fix that by selecting the outer polygons and going into Body Paint UV Edit. Now what you're going to see in here is that the stretches that contain the middle lane are all perfectly aligned, as you can see in here. The stretches that contain the sides are not very perfectly aligned. So you might have guessed it, we're going to have to fix that and get them aligned in perfect harmony. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I fixed it and now I'm back. As you can see, it's a little bit unpositioned, if you may say so. And that is very easily fixed. So simply go to your material and then play with the length. Now what that will do is position these tiles into a desired position. So for now, I'm gonna leave it something like this. And then for the sides, we'll do the same. There we have it. And now let's add in a sky object. And now it looks somewhat realistic. So let's export that as a FBX file and then import it inside of Unity. Okay, this is our object inside of Unity. Now what I did off camera is I kind of normalized this texture. So what I'll do is I'll reset it back to 1. I'll reset this one back to 1 as well. And this is what you should get if you follow those instructions. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna mess with the tiling, as we can see in here. And that should give us a result of what we're looking for. Okay, we got the middle lane sort of laid out perfectly. Now let's copy these tilings and let's set them into the side lanes as well. And there we have it. It doesn't look very realistic. You can do a tarmac texture if you want. That looks just as nice, but I think I'll leave it with this plastic looking texture. And there you have it. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something from it. And that's about it for this tutorial. And I'll see you next time.